Gardens Williamsburg is a Zaire family coaster. This coaster does so many different things. It has theming, indoor and outdoor segments, 2 launches, and some surprises I'll touch on later, but not before giving spoiler warnings. Verbolten replaced the beloved Big Bad Wolf, and it is now the park's premier family coaster. But was it worth the price? Verbolten reportedly cost a whopping $54 million. Yes, $54 million. So in this video, I will be reviewing Verbolten. The story begins with Big Bad Wolf, the park's aero-suspended coaster that opened in 1984. This was considered by many to be the best suspended coaster in the United States for the setting and wild swinging, particularly in the famous Rhine River drop. However, the coaster reached the end of its service life at the end of the 2009 season, necessitating its removal. Busch Gardens knew they needed a replacement family coaster to compensate for the loss of Big Bad Wolf, and enthusiasts expected Busch Gardens to go big, but not exactly $54 million big. While this figure has never been confirmed by the park, many have cited that Verbolten cost $54 million, which would be the most expensive addition in Busch Gardens' history. This is a total figure including the coaster itself, plus the theming, show building, and terraforming. It is unclear if this also includes the renovation to the entire Oktoberfest area, but regardless, Busch Gardens spent a pretty penny on this ride. While Verbolten is among the park's most popular attractions, it's debatable if Busch Gardens got the return on investment that they expected. Verbolten opened in 2012, 3 years after the closure of Big Bad Wolf. The park's attendance increased from 2011 to 2012 by 4%, including the Themed Amusement Association's annual attendance report. But the overall attendance from 2009, Big Bad Wolf's final year, to Verbolten's opening year in 2012 decreased by 1.5%. Verbolten often has the longest line of any coaster at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. I usually visit on summer weekdays or early in the season on weekends, and Verbolten is usually a half-hour wait unless you hit first thing in the morning. I suspect the wait time could reach an hour on summer weekends or Hallow-Scream weekends when the park is at its busiest. Fortunately, Verbolten's queue is well themed. It reused the old queue line and station of Big Bad Wolf, but it received a complete facelift. It begins with an impressive entrance plaza that continues the colorful and happy vibe of the overall Oktoberfest area. The ride is themed to a motor tour agency, so the queue line starts with thematic advertisements and ticket booths. Eventually, you reach a mysterious room with some radios and overgrown plants. You then reach the station, which is adorned with more German theming. The quality of the theming in the queue line and station are on par with that of a Disney ride, and that theming extends to the trains. Verbolten has 5 trains, each themed to sports cars, and they look fantastic. I also really love the restraints. The lap bars feel a bit heavy, but they're quite roomy and have some give to them. One thing to note is that the lap bars have a metal guard to prevent riders from kicking their legs forwards. These metal guards should not be near the legs of riders like the traditional shin guards, so I don't mind them one bit. One thing that surprised me about Verbolten is the height restriction. It's 48 inches, which is higher than the predecessor's 42-inch mark. While it is higher than most family coasters, I can sort of understand why because of the unique and unexpectedly intense parts of Verbolten. Verbolten is a dual load platform, so I recommend scouting which end has a shorter wait. I prefer the back row in Verbolten, both for the forces, and I actually think the view in the indoor section is a bit better towards the back. Once dispatched, you are warned to beware of the Black Forest. You slowly roll towards the ride's show building, and suddenly you hit the ride's first LSM launch. And this is a deceptively powerful launch. The overall stats do not look that impressive. It accelerates riders to 45 miles per hour, or 72 kilometers per hour, in 2.3 seconds. But you need to keep in mind that this launch is inclined, so it has more power to it because you have to overcome gravity. It always pins me back in my seat. This launch blasts you into the ride's show building. If you want to avoid the spoilers of what happens inside the show building, please skip ahead to the time shown on your screen.